In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to create task dependencies in Timeline in Asana. If you're coordinating work across multiple people or phases, dependencies make sure things happen in the right order. By the end, you'll know exactly how to connect tasks so one clearly follows another on your project timeline. First, open your project and switch to the timeline view. At the top of your project, click the Timeline tab. This switches you from a list or board to a visual schedule where each task appears as a horizontal bar across dates. If your timeline looks zoomed out or crowded, adjust the zoom so you can clearly see the start and end of each taskbar. That will make the next steps easier to follow. Next, hover your mouse over the taskbar you want to connect. As you move your cursor along the bar, look for a small connector icon, a gray dot near the edge of the bar. This is the handle you'll use to create a dependency. If you want to indicate that one task needs to finish before another can begin, hover near the end of the first task's bar so you're grabbing the correct edge. If the dot doesn't appear at first, move your cursor slowly along the edge until it does. Now, click that connector dot and drag. As you drag, you'll see a line or arrow follow your cursor. Guide that arrow to the task that should be linked. When you're hovering over the target task, release the mouse. You'll see an arrow drawn between the two tasks on the timeline, confirming the connection. This visual link helps everyone understand how work flows from one task to the next, and it keeps the sequence visible as your schedule evolves. For a standard finish to start dependency, drag from the end of task A to the beginning of task B. That means task B won't start until task A is complete, which is the most common and practical setup for sequential work. Think of it like passing the baton. The first task crosses the finish line, and only then does the next task leave the starting blocks. When you set it up this way, Asana reflects that relationship on the timeline, making it clear which task is waiting on which. If you later shift dates on task A, the dependency line stays connected, so it's easy to spot any timeline conflicts and adjust accordingly. That's all there is to it. Switch to timeline, hover to reveal the connector, drag and drop to the next task, and use the finish to start pattern to create a clear logical sequence. With these steps, your project plan becomes easier to manage, easier to understand, and far less likely to run into avoidable delays.